Welcome to Manga Mac TV News. It's the news that interests us and we think should interest you. This is the news for the week of September 20th, 2021. And this week we just have one major news item. And that is about how the vice editor-in-chief of Manga Plus, Yuta Moriyama, he did an interview with IT Media earlier this month, talking about the Manga Plus online services worldwide. And he said a couple different things. At least 10 to 20% of sales comes from overseas, but in 10 years it might even be a 50-50 split between overseas and Japan sales. He talked a little about how they're focused on trying to make the platform as easily accessible as possible, and also saying that currently that translation costs are very high, and that within 10 years the quality of machine translation should improve, and then they'll be able to put out high quality translations in many different languages. And also mentioning things that like there isn't any operational resources for like censorship for different regions. Like different regions require like different types of censorship for comics that need to be done. But yeah, the main thing out of this interview that a lot of people are reacting to is what he said about machine translation. Specifically, all manga translators and letterers were not happy about that. Like,
to be fair to this guy, they did say like in 10 years, right? So they acknowledge that it's not really a viable option now.
Yeah, and he's talking about like the cost for production, right? What's keeping companies like his company Shueisha from putting out more manga worldwide in different languages is costs like that, which I get, but like it comes off as like really looking down on, you know, localizers, or like saying they will be replaced by machines in 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know if that was their intent.
I don't think it was,
because they acknowledge that the price of translation is high. So hopefully that means that they feel that translators should be paid well.
No, that I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
We don't know. Like we're going off of some sound bites from an interview they had, but like the factoids of what they're thinking about is interesting, and I will find it kind of hard to believe that machine translation is going to be viable, you know, as the sole method of translation manga. That seems highly unlikely, but maybe it's incorporated somehow in the workflow. I don't know.
There's already a lot of machine translated like manga, like all the random stuff we find like by Media Do Darfox. That's like a lot of that's machine translated,
and you can usually tell. So there's something off about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just gonna find it very interesting if like the piracy scanlation groups are going to continue translating it, you know, through people, and then eventually like some of the official releases end up becoming machine translations. It's going to be kind of like a weird iffy situation.
Yeah, some people are commenting that like it will drive people to scanlations a lot more if you're getting shitty like legit translations or whatever. But
yeah, I don't know if that's true. Like if the main translation or if the official releases are poor quality, then yeah, they might go to free poor quality, which is what a lot of scanlations are, which are poor quality translations and bad like lettering, and you know, just like,
I mean, it's just kind of disappointing. Sorry, Darfox. The fact that Moriyama is saying, you know, because translation costs are so high, you know, when machine translation is going to help us out in 10 years and make it all cheap. It's like, translation is hard. Translation is hard. It's a craft. Like, people spend time working on that craft to do like good translations, and especially with the lettering as well. Like that takes skill.
And there's a lot of choices that are made when translating things, when localizing things, that might need intuition that a machine might not be capable of doing.
Yeah.
He did say in 10 years, so who knows what the technology is like in 10 years. But again, I doubt it will actually be better than anything like a good translator can do. And who knows, in 10 years, like they themselves admitted, our like the Western share or the English speaking share, or the they didn't say English speaking, they said overseas share, it's going to be way more than 10 or 20%. So it's probably going to be worth the investment.
But instead of investing into like, paying localizers a livable wage, which is like already a questionable thing right now, like, and they're saying like it's already too high, like it's just.
Well, I mean, it's their choice. If they're gonna actually like invest in a different market, then they need to invest intelligently and make high quality products, or if they're gonna like scorch the land of potential like good revenue for them.
I mean, it seems like they're headed toward like scorching the land based on like this
based
interview.
Off this one guy's
this interview and like so hopefully this does not represent other publishers. So I would say like Yuta Moriyama is like pretty like in touch with overseas stuff, and he's like pretty considerate. Who knows what some suits over at like Kodansha or other like publishers are thinking. There are plenty of manga available on Amazon that you can find. We did an entire episode on Shigeru Tsuchiyama, and all his manga was fucking, you could tell that shit was machine translated, and it was done poorly. Very poorly, if you remember Dark Fox. So, I can see why, translators and letterers were not happy about this at all.
Well, yeah, they're saying, hey, y'all too expensive, let's fucking not pay you, find a different method.
Yeah, but this is just an interview, and they're talking about in 10 years.
Wishful thinking in my estimation, 10 years.
Yeah.
Machine translation is actually going to be like as good as human translation.
But there you go. That is the news for this week, and we're all done. Beep 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 beep. Bye.